I'm not a great friend of soy, in particular because most of the soy, for example, here in the United States, is genetically modified. And in fact, up to 95% of it has been genetically altered, and that means it's incompatible with the human body's uptake of nutrients that are contained in the soy. The other problem is that soy is a legume that has antibodies in them, very powerful antibodies that are very difficult to break down. There are also anti-nutrients that basically inhibit the uptake of very important nutrients, particularly vitamins, minerals, and also proteins. So a person who is eating soy, and we're talking about non-fermented soy, because there is also fermented soy, which in Japan is very prevalent. For example, unfermented or non-fermented soy contains anti-nutrients that prevent the uptake of these very vital, important substances. And so people who eat those kinds of foods, like tofu and soy milk, they will have problems with protein uptake, and they may end up having a protein deficiency, even if they believe that, well, soy contains proteins. A lot of vegetarians are eating tofu and other soy products, thinking that they're doing themselves something good there, but in fact they may experience wasting. They may lose weight, they may suffer from severe protein deficiency, because even other healthy proteins that they take in, like plant proteins, like from broccoli or from grains, they are not submitted to the body. They are literally discarded. There are many other issues with soy. For example, there are phytoestrogens in there, which are female hormone-like substances. So if you eat a piece of tofu, you might just equate that with about 3 birth control pills. And we know estrogens taken in larger amounts like that can lead to cancers of the breast and heart disease and stroke. So it's not a good idea to use things that are growing out there, thinking that everything that grows is fit for human consumption. And that's not quite so, because there are foods that grow on this planet that are primarily designed for certain animals, and animals have many animals have a completely different design, digestive system, that are able to detoxify these enzyme inhibitors that are contained in the soy, and therefore they won't have any of the same problems. For example, donkeys can easily eat a similar legume called peanuts, and if humans eat peanuts prolonged or regularly, they may end up having severe peanut allergy. Why are so many people allergic to peanuts? Because it's not supposed to be a human food. That's an animal food. That's for animals. Likewise, we don't go out and pick berries that are beautifully red looking, that are on trees or bushes, thinking that, oh, they look so good, they must be good for me, because they are really meant for birds, and the color attracts the birds so that they can see them and find them and eat them. And if humans eat them, they get poisoned. So not everything that grows on this planet is good for everyone. If it's a processed food that contains as one of the ingredients soy, then it's a processed food, and manufactured foods are pretty worthless for the body. The body does not likely take up nutrients contained in these foods, because they don't contain any life force. There's nothing living in there. It just depletes the body's enzyme reserves and nutrients. And in order to process it out of the body has to come up with an enormous amount of energy. If you keep doing that on a day-to-day basis, then you may make yourself sick because of it. there are many things in soy, and so it's not just the proteins. The proteins are not the real problem. It's the phytoestrogens, the enzyme inhibitors, the anti-nutrients. These are the ones that inhibit the nutrients in the soy to be absorbed, and also the other nutrients that may be in the rest of the food that you're eating to become absorbed. So it's and of course in females and women it can lead to a boost in the appearance of estrogens in the blood, which can always lead to a faster growth of cells, which then leads to cancer cell growth. And so for them it's definitely no. You just avoid the soy under any circumstances. The only form in which soy can be properly processed and digested in the body without harm is in small amounts, properly fermented soy. But it takes about 5 to 6 years to properly ferment soy. The mass production lines in factories that make fermented soy, they make it in a couple of weeks. So it's not good enough. It doesn't remove all those these anti-nutrients, and so it's better to, if you want to eat it, to go to a Japanese store, or if you are in Japan, go to some of the local people that properly make that according to tradition, and then eat it in small amounts, because Japanese, they don't eat like big chunks of soy like people in the Western hemisphere do. They eat very, very small amounts. It's like a condiment, like an addition to their food, and it's not something that they make their main part of the food.